February 14th, 2022. A car careened out of control down a residential street in southwest Portland, then crashed.
So she was doing a pretty good speed.
The driver was okay, but the streetlight outside of Derek Costarella's home wasn't. The entire pole crashed down onto his driveway. Derek figured it would be a quick fix to replace the pole that lights the way for neighbors and kids headed to school.
They said it would be a year.
But the city of Portland kept him waiting.
2 years became 3.
And waiting.
And then, 3 years turned into 4.
And waiting. He emailed the city's Bureau of Transportation every year. And every year, PBOT had another excuse. In 2022, the city said it was having problems procuring materials for pole replacement. Then, a year later, the issue was crew workloads. In 2024, the city explained that high-traffic areas are given priority. A year after that, the city said underground utilities make excavation difficult. Earlier this year, the city claimed the crews are doing their best, but there's a backlog of knockdown lights.
A little less of this and a little more of this in terms of digging, I think would go a long way.
Then, on March 6th, the very same day KGW had scheduled an interview with Derek outside his home, a PBOT crew happened to show up. And in less than 2 hours, they installed a new light pole.
Literally, as you were walking up the street, the pole was going in the ground. So that was crazy.
Coincidence? Maybe. But either way, Derek still wonders why it took 4 years for a new streetlight.
These guys are the heroes. They do the work, but it's like, what are the layers of administration between these guys and the mayor, and that just continue to kind of punt issues out and just aren't accountable.
4 years is not the response time we would like to see.
Spokesperson Dylan Rivera says PBOT's goal is to replace all poles within 1 year. But the city data shows it's routinely missed that mark. Public records indicate there's a backlog of at least 70 light poles waiting to be replaced. Some were reported 8 or 9 years ago and still haven't been fixed. Is that fair?
Oh, it's the situation we're in. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible for us. We really share the public's concern about this. It should not take years to replace a streetlight.
Rivera says the city prioritizes high traffic and high crash areas for streetlight replacement, which means residential streets like Derek's must wait. Overhead wires or a bad foundation can complicate projects. And replacing poles isn't as simple as swapping out one for another. Portland has many different streetlight styles. Look around. There's wood, steel, ornamental. Many must be special ordered. But the biggest obstacle may be resources. City crews repaired over 100 light poles last year. It wasn't enough. What I hear you saying is this ultimately boils down to money.
Yes. We have the technology, we have the labor, we have the expertise. We just don't have enough people, vehicles, equipment available to be able to have a shorter response time.
And the city warns it could get worse. Proposed budget cuts at PBOT could wipe out some funding for streetlight repair, leaving many residents like Derek in the dark.
It's nice to get it finally done.
In most cases, light poles are damaged due to vandalism or car crashes, and replacing them certainly is not cheap. A wooden pole runs about $8,000. Metal poles cost about $10,000 to $15,000.
So the city's frustrated. They just can't seem to do anything about it to speed the timeline up. Kyle.